Hi guys, welcome to Tantric Auction. So today we have Revant and Prabhuram with us. So
Hi,
today
hi.
we're going to talk about two teams, right? So we're going to preview two IPL teams, that is Delhi Capitals and Punjab Kings. I mean teams who haven't had that kind of a success, as far as the IPL is concerned. Delhi Capitals not being, both teams yes don't have titles and have had limited number of playoff qualifications as well. So in that regard, if we could see, both these teams, how they have the auction, that is something that we should definitely, look at, and we will discuss about that in this video as well, right? So starting with the Delhi Capitals, so they have had a very good buy in the form of KL Rahul. Stealing KL Rahul at 14 crores, I think was really good, and they have taken the side according to their home conditions as well. Because we know that the Arun Jaitley Stadium is a stadium that is slightly smaller in size, right? And the wicket has been slightly flatter as well in the recent years, and it's generally traditionally known to help spinners, to assist spinners. So we'll talk about it. So starting with Prabhu, so what do you think about this particular team? What have they done?
Well, actually, DC usually will have a pretty good auction dynamics. When it comes to auction, they will do preferably well because we have always seen their owners. Like they used to hike up the players' price for sometimes, and then they will grab some steals. In that case, this time they uh, went up for for Shreyas till last. I mean, like till last they went for Shreyas, and they even tried to right to match punt, and then they broke the
Exactly.
purse of LSG. So and then they picked Rahul and uh, Stark
Start
in
with
the
it, sir.
price of Rishabh Pant. So
Yes.
it's quite visible, right? Like when it comes to auction dynamics, they're doing pretty well. And the only thing what I like don't like about this auction for DC is they don't have proper backups. Like they don't have a proper backup for Mitchell Stark. Like on a player like Mitchell Stark, who is not injury prone, but we have seen like he don't have that continuity in IPL. So in that case, you must have a proper backup. Like there are so many players like Naveen Ulak, William Oruke, or even like uh, even Adam Milne went unsold, I guess. So
Yeah.
anyone
Yes.
like we should have they should have gone for, and then maybe like there is a the middle order is slightly inconsistent. Like you can't trust Harry Brook, and you can't even rely on Faf du Plessis because he's already 40. I don't think
Exactly.
he's gonna play for all the 3 years, but they just took him as a backup. So I don't see Faf playing at the starting 11. Apart from that, they did a pretty good job. If you see their like the first 11s, it's looking pretty solid. But I don't think like they will sustain for a they will have a tight race when it comes to finishing at the top four. But
Yeah,
yeah,
the
let's
playoff
see.
qualifications.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, well articulated. And coming to Revant, I mean, your favorite player, or one of your most favorite players, Mitchell Stark, is there out there at the Delhi Capitals. So, what do you think about their auction strategy? How is it gone in your opinion?
See, overall, they had a very good auction. So they got KL Rahul as captains for 14 crores, and they went for two RTM cards, I think. So one they put on Fraser McGrath, and another one on Mukesh Kumar. So who can
Yes,
bowl very good in death overs. So overall, it's a very good squad, Rohit. Only problem which Prabhu highlighted, that is backup. They don't have big names in backup. So they picked Karun Nair and Samira, like that names, like that people who don't have good form in their career. So I think that is the only biggest big disadvantage. And another thing is like how they are going to use Faf and Harry Brook. That is biggest question to KL Rahul and head coach. So in that particular thing, they need to concentrate and they need to take some decision. Apart from that, it was a very good auction. Even Hemang Badani told that we we went for we before the auction we made many strategies and we played a many mock auctions. So
yes.
I think like they well prepared for the auction and almost they got 90% of the players they want. So overall it was a very good auction. in upcoming session we'll discuss about their disadvantage.
Yes, definitely, and yes, they look to be a well-rounded unit. To be very honest, because in my opinion, I think the bowling unit, especially the bowling unit, right? They have the likes of Mitchell Stark, they have the likes of T Natarajan, they have the likes of Mukesh Kumar who can bowl very well at the death, and Akshar Patel and Kuldeep Yadav. That is such a reliable spin attack that they have, and five solid bowlers, and provided you can have Tristan Stubbs roll the arm over as well. Abhishek Porel, who's been a reliable wicketkeeper, who has been providing that flexibility for Delhi Capitals as well, because he can play at the top. He can do the finishing duties if needed as well. So in that regard, I think Abhishek Porel gives you that flexibility as well, and most importantly, that middle order, that is something that might concern, as you guys both of you guys pointed out, because in my opinion, I think if you want to bring the best out of Faf du Plessis, I think you have to open, or rather he has to open. But what I think is that they don't have the slot, to be very honest, because that Jake Fraser McGurk and KL Rahul, especially in the Arun Jaitley Stadium, can prove to be destructive right at the top. So if you want to play Harry Brook, right, it hugely depends on the surface in my opinion, or rather it hugely depends on the conditions. Because if you're going to play Faf du Plessis on spin friendly conditions, right, let's say Lucknow, let's say Chennai. So in these kind of wickets, I think he's definitely going to come in handy. And as far as Harry Brook is concerned, you can play him in most games in Delhi. You can play him in Mumbai, or rather, in Bangalore, where the wicket is very much flat and the ball is, coming onto the bat. So, players like Harry Brook, we've seen him, do really well in Pakistan as well, as far as tests are concerned. So, because he likes the ball coming onto the bat. So, in that regard, I think he will be suitable for these conditions. So, I think they're pretty much set, but the middle order, or rather the finishing duties, I think that's where they will slightly struggle. But I think Ashutosh
Well,
Sharma as well, they have Ashutosh Sharma.
yeah,
So, that is
yeah,
also
yeah.
a part.
Yeah, actually, even I don't think finishing is a trouble with the DC, because they have Christian Stubbs as well, who has done pretty well in the last season. You like he can hit big sixes. He almost like single-handedly win a game against MI, but unfortunately they lost by 20-25 odd runs. I don't know, like I don't know exact numbers, but the
Yeah.
finishing is not a big concern, because like at the end you are having Aksa Patel, Christian Stubbs, and Ashto Sharma, who had done pretty well in the last season. So I don't think finishing is going to be a like a minus point for them. But what I gonna think will be a minus point is like, will they give a long run for Harry Brook, because we have saw that
Mm.
he has not been in consistent when he played for SRH. He just scored
Yes.
100 and then he vanished. He averages 10, 20, like that's what his average after
Yeah.
the 100 he scored. So that's what the main thing we have to, like, DC have to look, because like if you are going for a player for 6 crores, and you must start him, because the I think what will be the reason of picking Harry Brook will be like, in the shorter boundaries he will be so effective. Like he can smack a lot of sixes. But what I think is, if he fails to deliver in first two matches, will you give the run? Will you give the long run? Will you like back him? That's the main concern. In that case, if you are doing like that and then bringing on Faf playing in a wicket like Delhi, he usually takes some time. Like I don't see him playing at the top two number. I mean, either of the opening. I don't see Faf playing as the opening. He will come at number four. So I don't think, like, if for Harry Brook kind of players, they don't need to time to take settle, like uh,
Mhm.
taking some balls. That's not need for Harry Brook. But in the case of Faf du Plessis, he definitely take, like some 5 to 10 balls to settle. Like he usually, like he don't hit from the ball one. So that's what the concern. And then the major concern is there is a no, like a best spinner apart from Kuldeep Yadav, because we have seen him, Kuldeep, like usually have some cramps, and like he has some niggles, right?
Injury
So the
concerns. Yeah,
only thing,
yeah,
even Preetham sir mentioned in our MCGC video, like he's went for Germany for a like some leg
Surgery.
surgery, I guess. So he is
yeah.
not,
Okay.
like, you can't rely on him if he gets unfit. Like you have to go for an all-rounder who is uncapped, again untested commodity. So that's where DC gonna suffer, I think. And there is no proper backup for Mitchell Stark. If you're having Mitchell Stark, you definitely should have a proper backup for him. Dushmanta Chamira, who has who has just seen some failures. Even when he
Mhm.
playing for KKR, even when he playing for Lucknow, he haven't shown some good performances.
Yeah.
If a bowler is not if a bowler can't bowl in a bowling wicket like Ekna Stadium, then you can't use him in your Arun Jaitley Stadium
Not
because the
batter friendly.
boundaries are,
Batter friendly pitch.
yeah,
Yes.
the boundaries are very shorter. So I don't think
Yeah.
that will be a concern. And there is no proper backup for Abhishek Pural. They again going to rely on Karun Nair if Abhishek Pural not does well. So those are some concerns that I think the bowling is pretty sealed with Stark, Mukesh, Kuldeep, Natarajan, and I would suggest I will go with Darshan Nalkande instead of Mohit Sharma because he has some good variations at the top when he bowls with a new ball. So that's what's the only concern. And then you already mentioned like Tristan Stubbs can also they can give him a couple of overs to,
Couple of horses.
yeah. So that's what they think. They're probable 12 looking good, but what will
Yeah.
happen
Pretty
if
solid.
someone has a bad day? If someone is having a bad bad season, that's where they're gonna struggle. And whenever KL Rahul played for he does well at Punjab. Like the last season of Punjab, he does well because there were players who play really well with him. Like around him, the players played really well. For example, Mayank Agarwal. That's what the thing lagged on Lucknow Super Giants. So now
Energy.
he got
Yes.
Faisal Magur and Abhishek Pural, who are uh, good hitters. So
Destructive players. Yeah.
Yeah, KL can take some time. He can stand in his crease. He can play till 8 to 9 overs, and then he can fire all cylinders. So yeah, let's see.
Yeah, definitely. And Raymond, what do you think about the balance of this team? Because I think their top order is pretty much there. We have discussed about the finishing as well, finishing part of things as well, and the bowling as well, right? So they have Aksar and Kuldeep, two quality spinners, and Mukesh Kumar Natarajan who can be a major part in the death bowling, right? Because if you're going to play in Arun Jaitley Stadium, I think death bowling plays a huge part, and they have covered two solid bowlers, and you know what Mitchell Stark is capable of, right? So, what do you think of this team's balance?
Yes, bro, like this team is looking very good. So only uh, I think they need to look into if like mainly they need to look into the middle order part. So whether they need to take Faf Duplessis or Harry Brook. So as per my guess, like they will go with Faf Duplessis only because like he is very effective in fielding as well. Like he can save a 10 to 20 runs even in the boundary lines. He can take some tough catches as well. So according to my opinion, like they might go for Faf in the initial, like later on they will give chance to Harry Brook. So I don't know like how good Harry Brook in fielding. So apart from that, this team is looking very good, bro. So as Prabhu mentioned that when Rahul is having another partner who is doing good, so then he is very effective. Even in 2023, I think Quinton de Kock
Kyle
and KL
Mayers.
Rahul played. No, Quinton de Kock and KL Rahul played a long innings
Yeah,
against
yeah,
KKR.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah,
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 more
yes.
than a two, more than a 220 220
Yeah,
runs
two thirty
partnership,
six
I
for
think.
no loss. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, actually,
Yes,
for that
yes,
he get
yes.
criticized. Actually, for that, he played really slow in that match because of Quinton de Kock. They were able to hit that 240 runs, but in that match he was got criticized. But
Mm.
when players around him plays really well, when they give a good cushion for KL Rahul, he usually performs really well. And at the time of 2018-19, he used to hit the fastest 50.
Yeah,
People might got forgotten about that because he is a tremendous hitter of the ball.
I think like four
So
extra
hopefully,
centuries he scored, right?
yeah.
14
I
balls
yeah.
think
Against Delhi Daredevils.
against Delhi
against Delhi.
Daredevils. So hopefully this Arun Jaitley Stadium will suit him, and he can get back his form. Yeah, let's see.
And apart from that,
Yes,
Natarajan
definitely.
is too good in Arun Jaitley Stadium, I think. So he's having good record
Yeah,
in
the
Arun
opponents
Jaitley
can
Stadium.
play a huge part. True, true, true.
Yes.
No, and it'll be interesting to see Mitchell Stark as well on how he's going to fare because, yes, as far as Kolkata Knight Riders are concerned, they backed him really well for 14 games and he had delivered, when it actually mattered in the playoffs, right, in qualify one and the final. But I think he's going to play even a better part or rather a major part in the Delhi Capitals because, as Prabhu mentioned, I think, they don't have the perfect backup, right, for Mitchell Stark. So, I mean, it's really tough to find a backup for a bowler of that caliber,
Player like
that
him.
quality. But yes, yeah, exactly. So yeah, in that regard, before moving on to the playing 11s, do you guys have any other thoughts to add on?
Well, actually, I just
No,
want to
the,
add, for Mitchell Stark, way I'm saying is for a backup is not for the caliber he's having, but he's not going to have a bad day because you are definitely going to back him for all the 14 games. But the only thing is when you're gonna have some niggles with him, you can't play him. Like if you are in the top four and like you have finished 12 games and you have 2 games in spare and you
Mm-hmm.
need to win either of the game and Stark is having a niggle means you can't risk him by playing him 2 matches because if you play
True.
the 2 matches he can be playing in the playoffs, so you definitely need to give him a rest. So in that case if you are going to play with Dushmanta Chamira, I don't think they finish in top 4 because like Dushmanta Chamira has not have pretty good record in IPL. So in that case, like I'm not like saying like Stark will have a bad
Mm.
season, but even though his bad season can be considered as a tremendous season for some other bowlers. Exactly,
True.
he's a legend of the game. So in that scenario, like they might have gone for Naveen Ullag ahead of Dushmanta Chamira or William Oruke or Adam Milne. There are lot of fast bowlers who
but
went
Adam Milne is
unsold.
a bad batter, right?
Yeah, who?
Adam Milne.
Adam Milne is a bowler. Adam Milne is a fast bowler from New Zealand.
New Zealand. Yeah. So yeah. So basically, he's gonna play number 11, right? So I don't think they would most probably need his services with the bat.
Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry. Finn Allen is a batter. Finn Allen is a batter, New Zealand batter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Confused
yeah.
with New Zealand. Okay.
Yeah, let's get into the playing 12s.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, moving into the playing 12s, I think I'll go first. Initially, I think we will agree with most of our 11s. I think there is more said or done. I think KL Rahul will open with Jake Fraser Megger. No surprise about that. And at number 3, I have one of Faf or Harry Brook. Number 4, Abhishek Porel. Number 5, Tristan Stubbs. Number 6, Akshar Patel. Number 7, Ashutosh Sharma. So that covers the finishing duties as well, as we have spoken about. Number 8, I'll have KL Rahul. Number 9, I'll have Mitchell Stark. 10, 10 Mitchell Stark rather. 11, I'll have T. Natarajan. And I'll go ahead with Mohit Sharma as my impact player.
Well, actually, it's pretty same, but I'm going to alter some position of the players just because of, they will deliver good if they play in that position. So I'll open with Faisal Megak and KL Rahul. At one down, I'm going to have Abhishek Porel. At number 4, I'm going to have Harry Brook. At number 5, I'm going to have Axel Patel. Like because if you play anything after 6 or 7, he can't be effective because that's the only mistake, big blunder that DC does last season. So hopefully they won't repeat the same mistake again, I guess. And then comes Stubbs and Ashto Sharma to give the firepower for the last 5 to 6 overs, and then Mitchell Stark, Mukesh, Kuldeep, and T Natarajan, and with the impacts of either of Darshan Nalkande or Mohit Sharma. I think they will go with Mohit Sharma, but I prefer Darshan Nalkande over Mohit Sharma because he's a young prospect. If you can give him a chance, he can definitely prove. So that's what I expect. But yeah, let's see.
Yeah, definitely. And Revant, what is your opinion on? I mean, what is your level?
I'm going with the same 11, bro. Uh, so there's no much difference between among you two. So we can move forward to next team as.
Yeah, definitely. And before we conclude about the Delhi Capitals, so what do you think about their qualification chances? I think they will have a solid season. They will have they'll fight hard for that fourth spot, in my opinion.
I
What do
Yeah,
you
think
I
guys
too.
they
think?
will fight. They
Like
will fight hard for the fourth position, but I think they will finish in fifth or sixth.
Right.
well, I
So you
guess
mean
well. I guess actually like they are going to seal the fourth spot. I guess if they play with the current 11 what we discussed now, because it's pretty solid. In some of the teams there is no perfect 11. In the case of Lucknow Super Giants, we are not able to put that 11s. Like, so that's where there are some other teams as well. So on looking this team in paper, it's looking perfect. If all the players did well, means they can definitely seal the fourth spot. But I guess they will like give a tough fight for the fourth spot, I guess. 50-50.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's going to be a bottleneck situation for Delhi Capitals, as we all three of us have that opinion, and we can come to that kind of a conclusion as well. They will fight. They'll have a good season, a decent season, but they might fight for the playoff spot as well. So moving to the next team, Punjab Kings. So once again, the favorite team of Revant as well, one of his favorites. So yeah, moving to Punjab Kings, I think people are just starting to say that it's Project Punter, or rather, it is Ponting's team, Ricky Ponting's team. So I think they are gonna They would have done a better job, in my opinion. They could have done a better job, in my opinion. But with 110 crores, what was expected out of them is that, in my opinion, I think what they did perfect was they have set a good Indian core, because they have the likes of Arshdeep Singh, they have the likes of Yuzvendra Chahal, they have the likes of their captain, obviously Shreyas Iyer. So I mean, there are people who also, have this opinion that 63 crores, they have put it on three players. But what does that do to your team? It sets your team for the next 6 years, next 7 years, because for the next couple of mega auctions, you can have them in your team, right? Three solid Indians, and I think that makes a huge part of their core. And with the remaining funds, I think they have somehow managed to, build a decent kind of a team. So, what do you think, Prabhu?
Well, actually, I don't impress with the the auction strategies which Punjab did. Like when if you compare with the previous auction strategies, it's looking good. It was pretty, uh, okay. But like if you have 110 crores, you don't need to you can't need to spend 60 to 70 crores. For especially for the three players. Like I don't think if you are going instead of going for Chahal, you can rather put RPM on Rahul Chagar. Like I don't think Chagal will fit in. Like Chagal will look good in the Mullanpur wicket, or either they may go
Okay.
for Mohali, I guess. So I don't think they had a good auction. You mentioned that they had a good Indian core. They also have a good Australian core as well. That is where the team is very lagging. Like you can't simply pick Australian players just because of your head coach is Australian.
Australia.
Mhm.
You might have gone for some other players who done pretty well. Like they still haven't still not having a proper opener. They have to alter with either of Stoinis or English. Again, Stoinis is going to play out of his position, and English is not not having experience in playing IPL. So that's where they are going to have the problem. Yeah, let's move on to Revanth, his favorite team, right?
Yeah,
See,
yeah,
first of
Revant. I
all, their
mean,
idea
what do you
was,
think?
I think, first of all, their idea was good. So they went to auction for 110 crores.
Yes.
Okay, so that option was good, but what they did in auction is not at all happy, because like they went all out for Shreyas Iyer for 26.75 crores and 18 for Yuzvendra Chahal, another 18 for Arshdeep Singh.
Arshdeep.
Like so instead of that, they are not able to build a good foreign core, or like good combination team. For example, they couldn't able to go for Josh Butler, Phil Salt. Even in the at the end, they could have gone for Will Jacks. So because of they have spent too much amount on Harshadip Singh, Yuzvendra Chahal and Shreyas Iyer, they are not able to make a good team. So in that part, they made a blunder mistake. So they went for a player like Marcus Stoinis, Glenn Maxwell. So and at the for backup, they took Yash Thakur, Vaisak Vijay Kumar. So very inexperienced side. So they could have done more better. So they could have gone for uh, Conway and Achin Ravindra. So in the middle also. But so I think like their plan was good to enter to auction like with a huge amount. but their execution is very very ordinary.
Right, so that is a good way to sum up as well. And in my opinion, I think yes, apart from the Indian core that we've discussed, you guys rightly mentioned. I mean, Marcus Stoinis, Glenn Maxwell, they have Marco Janssen as well. So that is some kind of, one would say, a decent foreign combination. And with that, they can, afford to play. They can play those three destructive players because, we know that Marcus Stoinis and Glenn Maxwell, if they can get going, they can be pretty dangerous. And at the other end, Marco Janssen is someone who, once again, is the bridge between the batting and the bowling, who can prove to be a very pivotal all rounder. We have seen, him performing in a few games for SRH and doing really well for the Eastern Cape Town in the SA20 league as well. At number 7, he can tong the ball hard and can partner Arshdeep Singh at in the power play as well, right? So can swing the ball, can move the ball in both the directions. So can be very very useful. And it will help them to strike early as well. That is the most important thing. And you can use Yuzvendra Chahal in the power play as well if required, right? So that is something that they can look at. And a good foreign pacer in the form of one of Azmatullah Omarzai or in the form of Lockie Ferguson is something that they can look as well. And Prabhu Bro also mentioned for the fact that they had actually looked, they would either play in Mulanpur or at Mohali, right? So that's where Harshal Patel has got the success for PBKs in the last few seasons. I think a bowler like one of Yash Thakur or Vaishak Vijayakumar, they might look to execute those cutters, those slow deliveries on that surface, and that could reap them with dividends. That could give them a lot of success as well. So I
Well,
think in that
actually,
regard, they're covered.
the thing is actually, you can't say Harshal Patel got replaced by Yash Thakur or Vaishak Vijayakumar. Harshal Patel, who has a caliber, still is slower ones or not
Very
picked by the
effective.
batsmen. They still, very effective in the. Even he done pretty well in the Chinnaswamy Stadium as well. So in that case, I don't rate Yash Thakur and Vijay Kumar Vaishak and also Kuldeep Sen as a secondary pace bowler. You must have gone for either of Prasidh Krishna, Avesh Khan, or someone like Akashdeep.
Shivam Mavi.
Yeah, Shivamavi is also a great option, but I don't see these three players will support Arshdeep at the bowling sector. And also, Lockie Ferguson, I don't think is going to fit in the Mullanpur kind of wickets because he used to bowl a pretty quick. Mullanpur wicket is, in my opinion, it's a slower wicket. I guess it won't be effective for a Lockie Ferguson kind of bowler. Maybe in case we can discuss this in the segment of playing 11 discussion, but I guess they should go with both Marco Janssen and Azmadullah Omazai, because Azmadullah Omazai, who usually play in the subcontinent conditions, will have a effective bounce and swing with the new ball when he plays in Mullanpur kind of wickets, and he can also contribute to this bat. He can bat at the top. He can set the tone for the team. So that's where they are going to struggle, and they have gone with some backups who are not tested commodities, but they are uncapped players like Mushir Khan, who is a brother of Sarfraz Khan, who did pretty well in the Dulip Trophy, I guess, but I don't think he could be a T20 player. See, actually, Priyan Sharia, he was he's rated by so many legends, like he's a good player. Like even B Dog also rated him as a good buy, but I don't think when it comes when you are going to play in a level of IPL, it would be little tougher for the uncapped players. We have seen many players like if for example, if you take Unmukh Chand, he can't able to give his 100% when it comes to IPL. We have seen him done pretty well in the under 19s. So Prithvi Shah, even Prithvi Shah can't able to replicate his form what he did for under 19. So that's where this team going to struggle. And I strongly um, not agreeing with the project Ponting of taking all the Australians in this side. That's where that's the as you usually Akash from MCGC will always mention that he's a failed coach, because being in a team for 7 years and if you can't win a trophy means, like you are not fit to be like part of a coaching staff of any team. So in that case they took Ponting did good, like when it comes to Indian core he did pretty well, but when it comes to picking the overseas spots, he missed the trick, I guess. Like that's where they are going to lag a lot.
Yeah, definitely. I think definitely that is something that we can talk about. And I mean, coming to you, Revant, I personally have that feeling that this team, right, this middle order is looking dangerous on paper, in my opinion, because you have the likes of Shreyas Iyer, you have the likes of Marcus Stoinis. If he's going to play either in the middle order or in the top order, that is a question that time will answer. And Glenn Maxwell as well, who, if he is destructive, can prove to be dangerous, right? So, in that regard, I think all these players, if they are in form, they can prove to be a very good team, right? If they are going to be they're going to be a hit or miss team. That is what I think. So, what is your opinion on that?
Yes, I agree with you, Rohit, that they are having very dangerous middle order in their squad, but there is no consistency. Okay, that is the main issue. Like, I don't see any consistency from Stoinis the last 7 or 8 years. Even from Maxwell, last I think in 2014, he had a very great season. So apart from that season, I don't see any big runs on his bat. So that is the main reason. Another thing is like if you see in their batting lineup, so their batting lineup is very aggressive. Like it's looking very good, but there is no consistency. Okay, and coming to their bowling part also, apart from Yuzvendra Chahal and Ashadip Singh, there is no any big name who perform well in IPL. So if you take Vizag Vijay Kumar or Yash Thakur, they are very new to this IPL. So I don't know, like in these areas, I think Punjab is going to struggle. That is my opinion.
Yes, definitely, and I think we have all gathered to that point as well because we know that this team can prove to be dangerous. But on paper, yes, on a few departments they do look strong. But as Raven mentioned, right, if they are going to be consistent with their approach, consistent with their run scoring, or rather, if they are going to deliver consistently, definitely think that they are going to be very successful. But on the first glance, do we see this as a playoff qualifying team? I think so. Definitely, they will find it difficult to qualify for the playoffs once again. So going straight into the 11s, I'll start in this case. Josh English will open with Prabhsimran Singh. I'm going to play Josh English at the top. And Shreyas Iyer, Nehal Vadera, Glenn Maxwell, Marcus Stoinis, or rather one of Nehal Vadera or Shashank Singh. I think that is also going to, make the batting order, let's say left hand right, give it a left hand right hand combination, right? So Glenn Maxwell, Marcus Stoinis, Marco Janssen, Harpreet Brar, and Yuzvendra Chahal will be the two spinners. Vaishak Vijayakumar and Arshdeep Singh will add to the fast bowling, core of the squad, and Yash Thakur will be my impact player. So most importantly here, I think the bowling they'll have various options. They can go with, as far as spin is concerned, they can use Yuzvendra Chahal, Harpreet Brar, and Glenn Maxwell. On a good day, on his day, he can definitely bowl 3 overs consistently as well. Other than that, Arshdeep Singh has to have a very, very good season. In my opinion, I think they are going to be hugely dependent on Arshdeep Singh. And at the other end, Vaishak Vijayakumar and Yash Thakur also will have a role to play with their cutters, as we have discussed.
Well,
So,
actually,
what do you
I
think,
am too
Praveen?
having a pretty similar 11, but I am going to start with Prabhsimran and Marcus Stoinis because I definitely need the services of Marcus Stoinis when it's come to bowling. And number 3 is going to be Shreyas Iyer. Number 4 is going to be Nehal Vadera. Number 5, Glenn Maxwell. 6, Shashank Singh. 7 would be Marco Jansen. 8 will be Omar Zai. 9 will be Harpreet Barar. 10 will be Yash Thakur, 11 will be Arshdeep, and my impact sub will be the Chagal. Like it's looking pretty solid. Like all the players are mostly hit or miss play kind of players, especially, I mean, sorry, except Shreyas Iyer and Negal Vadera. All the others are, like they will go for runs. but in my case, I would not rate Stoinis as a hit or miss player, because we have seen what he has done in Chepauk when like usually you can't, if first innings was a score 200, you can't chase 200 in Chepauk, but that guy stand tall, like uh, single-handedly make
Won the
LSG
game.
to win that match. So I would rate Stoinis as a good opener. And the only thing is what Maxwell is going to do for RCB. Sorry, what he's going to do for BBKS.
Punjab Kings.
If he is going to replicate the performance of RCB, they will definitely struggle to, like qualify for the playoffs. But if he does well, means like he is the bridge between the top order and the finishing unit.
Finishes.
So
Oh,
if it
yeah.
does, if it does well, means it would be like a great asset for PBKs. And Shashank Singh, we have seen him. He is having the ability to take the game till the end. We have seen him playing against GT. He did a pretty good job. So yeah, the only concern is Chagal is having a partner as Harpreet Brar. That's good. Like Harpreet Brar done well in the previous 3-4 seasons. But when it comes to Arshdeep, he is going to bowl with Yash Thakur. That is where they are going to lag a lot. Whoever plays Vaishak Vijay Kumar or Kuldeep Sen, they will definitely have a like a little tough to reach the number fourth
Bigger
spot.
shoes to fill. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. So yeah, Revant, what is your 11? I mean, is it a very similar 11 to ours, or
No, no,
any
no.
changes
It's
into
very
it?
similar. It's very similar 11 to Prabhu. I'm straight away going with Prabhu's 11. Only
Okay,
the
right. So
impact
you
player
don't
may
have.
change. Only the impact player, maybe I may change according to the conditions or um,
Okay. Well,
according to the
okay, right.
combination.
If you're
So,
going to bat first, or regarding the toss, I mean, or based on the toss, you will
uh,
decide. Right?
yes, it depends upon the
Yeah.
toss. I need to change the impact player combination. So apart from that, everything is fine.
Yeah, definitely. So both of these teams, yes, they have a pretty decent side. But yeah, PBKs, maybe if all these players are in form, I think most of the points that we have discussed in this video might change in the future, right? So only time will answer that question. But TC, as we have discussed, might prove to be a team that will fight for the playoff spot. Right, guys? So before we conclude, do you guys have any other finishing thoughts?
No,
Well,
no,
actually,
nothing to say.
I don't see playing. Like they're qualifying for playoffs. I think they will struggle to reach the playoff this season, I guess. But yeah, if they went into top four, means it would be great.
Yes, definitely, indeed. So, guys, this was our team review of, or rather, the auction review of both the teams, Delhi Capitals and Punjab Kings. Hope you liked it, and all three of us, are part of middle class gully cricketers as well, where we, cover cricket content in Tamil. So you can also have a look at it. I'll give the link in the description below. And guys, if you like this video, do like and share it with your friends. And do put your thoughts in the comment section below and subscribe to our channel. And in the coming days, we have a lot of cricketing action coming in. We will keep you updated with a lot of video, guys. This is Rohit signing off. Thank you so much, along with Revant and Prabhu.
Thanks.
Bye,
Thanks.
guys. Have a good day.